It's Thursday, the 31st of May, 2018, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. So, 31, there's no safety energy lock, but 31 is a 4. 4 is an earth number, and there are a number of safety energy locks that resonate with the energy of 4. The first one is literally 4, and 4 is located here on this bump on the back of your head. 4 is the window. 4 is the window through which that limitless life power enters into our being. And so if we keep that window open, then we keep the connection between us and our universal energy source open and flowing. 4 is about vision. 4 is about being able to see the big picture, and 4 is about staying in integrity with ourselves. That is about essentially being authentic and honest about who we are, so that we can appreciate our authenticity, and therefore we can appreciate the authenticity of all of those around us. Safety energy lock number 13, which is another 4, is located on either side here of the middle of the breastbone, and that is love thy enemies. So safety energy lock number 13 is about being able to appreciate that everybody has both sides. And the love of our enemies is very often, it needs to start with ourselves. And that love is not a romantic kind of love. It's not a whitewashing kind of love. It's truly being able to appreciate that we are amazing and we are awful, and that our amazing and our awful both serve, and they serve equally. That is what I believe the definition of love is. It's about being able to see the big picture of who we really are in our heart of hearts, and to be able to appreciate that the light will not exist without the darkness. We don't have to fight the darkness. We don't have to conquer the darkness. We have to integrate the darkness. It's a bit like saying you've got 3 children and one of them is the rebel and the adventurer and challenges your values. You don't stop loving that child. You lovingly try to impose, I don't know, boundaries or discipline or whatever you think might be missing on them. And even if they don't obey you, you don't stop loving them. So that is the way in which we need to love, in inverted commas, our dark spaces, our shadow side, just as much as we love the light, because without the shadow, the light would not exist. Then we have safety energy lock number 22, and it's located here just underneath this hollow in the collarbone, and 22 means complete. 22 means that when I have opened the window and I have realized that the vision is that all parts of me are integral to who I am, then I can learn to love myself unconditionally. And when I can do that, then I can learn to love others unconditionally. And when I'm able to do that, then I can look at events, people, and circumstances, so safety energy lock number 22, as being complete. It is perfect, just as it is good, it is complete. It has all sides. It has all aspects. So in a way, this 4 energy is like double of the 2. You know, 2 2s are 4. And 2 is about wisdom, about being able to see both sides. The 4 allows us to expand that even wider. So today, we have the ability to connect to the vision that we have for ourselves, the vision we have for ourselves, the vision we have for our loved ones, what it is that we want from our lives, and to be able to appreciate the big picture. The 5 from May is allowing us to adapt to that, to be inventive, to be intuitive, and to analyze and to plan and to make it practical. The 4 really helps to make it practical, and the 2 from 2018 helps us to maintain the emotional balance. So the euro today, just going to look at my thing, the euro today is the 2. So 2 in the euro position helps us deeply connect to how we feel. It helps us to connect to that part of ourselves that is able to integrate and love ourselves. And in doing that, we are able to integrate and love others. 2 is helping us maintain the balance. It's helping us keep our focus on nurture, and not only nurture of others, but nurture of self. So we have to nurture ourselves so that we have the resources to be able to nurture others. The villain today is the 6. So when we have 6 in the villain position, then we start losing balance, shall we say. So we become less discriminating about what serves us and what doesn't. We become less discriminating about what we say about other people. We become less discriminating about how we speak to ourselves. So we lose that facility of being discriminating in terms of what is good for us and what is good for others. And we also can have a tendency to swing to extremes. So it means that 4 is a very practical number, right? It's a practical number that wants to get things done. So we might be extremely busy. We might be so mired in the practicality and the details that we are actually unable to appreciate the big picture. So 6 throws in the villain position, throws us out of balance. So we might find ourselves being overly emotional or overly analytical or too busy or too much doing and not enough being. That 6 in the villain position is what actually stops us from creating that balance for ourselves. So if we have an awareness of that, then we can, when we're aware of it and we catch ourselves doing it, then we can make a decision and a choice as to whether we want to continue or not. The safety energy lock number 4 is located on the ring finger, and the ring finger harmonizes the lung and large intestine organ function energy. It helps us to release and to let go, and the emotion is deep sadness and grief. So underneath many of the other emotions like anger or anxiety truly lies sadness. And the reason why we have sadness associated with letting go is because even if you're letting something bad go, that is a perception that you've had in your life for a time. Or if a relationship ends badly, you're still grieving the fact that the relationship has ended. You may be relieved. You will always be as relieved as you are grieving. Now, this is also quite a challenging statement because, when someone dies, generally we tend to focus on their good bits and we don't focus on the bits that we didn't like. And in every human being, there are parts that we absolutely loved and then there are parts that we didn't love quite so much. So grief and relief go together. So if you want to have relief, if you truly want to let it go, then you do have to experience the grieving. So you do have to go through the sadness, and holding your ring finger helps to harmonize that attitude for us. I hope you have an amazing Thursday, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.